press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello students, welcome to your English class. We are going to deal with the fourth chapter that's under prose for you, Manushyan. So that's what we are going to deal in today's class. Before we discuss or before we understand what this lesson is all about, we are going to have some kind of an activity just to train your brain. Though you cannot answer me now, you'll have to answer yourself as to what you would do in that kind of a situation. Now those activities are laid down in your text. Follow page 30 on your copies for this lesson. We'll go line by line. I'll read it out for you and then I'll explain each of these sentences for you, and then we'll understand what kind of a story it is. Before that, I want you to understand about the narrator as well as the writer over here, Vaikom Mohammed Bashir. Now this story, Manushyan, was translated from Malayalam, okay, by V. Abdullah, titled A Man. Manushyan, one man, okay, a man. So with that title, this translation was done from Malayalam, and the title stands as Manushyan, a man. Now we'll discuss a little about the author who puts himself in that situation of the story. Go to page 36 and we have a note on the author, okay. Mohammed Bashir was a Malayalam writer, okay, short story writer, as well as a novelist. He has written novels and also short stories. Now, why he was known widely was he had some human touch with him. As in to say, he could write stories in such a way, taking joys and happiness or sadness out of ordinary life of people. That is, he focused on these ordinary emotions of all these people who are present, okay. So everything that happens, he had a very sympathetic heart towards them, and that is why he laid down his stories in the same way. Then his stories have been translated into English and various other Indian languages, apart from what he has written in Malayalam. He has also been honorary fellow at the Sahitya Academy in 1970, and he's also got the Central Sahitya Academy Award and Padma Shri as well in 1982. So this was a note on the author Vaikom Mohammed Bashir. We'll move on to our copies in page 30. Now before that, I would like to ask you certain things which you can think for yourself or note it down somewhere. Now this can be something like a task on yourself, or you can use it anytime, apply it anytime when you feel certain things are not right. You can do it every day, or you can do it when you need it. It goes like this. Every person has certain qualities, isn't it? We have a character that is being built up. Whether we are having certain good qualities, our personality is framed in such a way, or we have certain bad qualities as well. Every person is a balance of both good and bad. But what do we always highlight? We always do really highlight the good qualities. Yes, of course. But we must also accept that we have a negative side. Everybody, each one of us, you, I, and everybody else around us has certain negative or points for improvement. You can take it like this. Don't take it negative because it will have a negative impact. Take it like certain things we need to improve in life. We still need time to learn it, unlearn certain things, and then get back into learning certain things that we have to do. What's more important here is when we are in the process of knowing ourselves better in terms of good things and in terms of things that we have to learn better, or things we have to learn more and get knowledge and seek more about it. Now seeking knowledge in such a way cannot be where you just read something and mug it up or take it away and forget everything. No, that's not a kind of reading, or that's not a kind of knowledge that you seek. Knowledge that you seek should be so much ingrained in your brain that you should never forget it anytime. The task that you can do is list down what kind of good qualities do you have. You must know yourself first before anybody else tries to know you. So what you must do, you must write down what are the good qualities that you have. Do always people accept you for what you have or what you are, your personality that you possess? Or do people only crib about what you are not good at? Which of these things are easy for you to take in? Appreciation is always easy to take in and it's a very happy moment, isn't it? Than somebody saying you cannot be doing this, you are dull, you are this and that. But rather on the other side, if they say you are a very good person, you are a very good sportsman, you are a good artist, you have wonderful skills, very happy, isn't it? To listen and to understand about it. But on the other hand, you feel very sad when things are not told in your favor. For that, to balance your mind, what you have to do is you have to know yourself better first. So if anybody says anything, it should not affect you in any way. Now why I am connecting all this is certain qualities in this lesson are highlighted. Sit alone today and figure out how you are. Before you figure out somebody else, figure out how you are. Figure out the qualities that are necessary for you. List down on 2 parts qualities that I am good at or my good qualities, my qualities that I need to improve. Maybe you get angry very early, maybe you'll have to work on your anger. Maybe you get very sad every time. Why are you sad? You think for yourself, why am I sad? What are the situations that trigger me into doing so? Things that are necessary have to be taken, things that are unnecessary should be left out in the same way. Are we always helpful or are we always just ignoring what's happening around us and not letting anything? For example, if I have to give you, I'll just tell you, now you're traveling in the bus, okay, and there's an old lady or an elderly person who is coming. Okay, an elderly man or a woman who comes into the bus. Will you vacate the seat for them or will you simply chill out and sit there making that elderly person stand? That elderly person needs some seat now because he or she feels weak to stand. But when you have strength, why are you sitting very nicely on your seat and not giving up your seat? Now it's not that everybody of us does that. Once or twice we might have given up our seat, but sometimes we may have also done it in this way. We have not given up our seats. Everybody has done it. You must accept it. But can we change that system of ours? Can we always get up and give them? When we have strength to stand for maybe a shorter distance or a longer distance, one or the other seat will be vacated, isn't it? In one or the other stops that are there. Do we ignore people when we are going on the road? We have to think about certain qualities, what we do where. So you'll have to know your atmosphere better. To know your atmosphere better, you must have knowledge of yourself. Okay, so this is your small task that you have to do. Keep on writing how good you are and how much you will have to improve yourself. Keep on looking at it again and again, and then you realize what you have changed and what you have still to change. So I want you to do this, okay? Are we always getting angry or are we always calm and cool on situations? Do we forgive easily? Don't forgive easily. Now don't take certain things that are to be improved as something very negative and you cannot change any time. No, not like that. You can always change them. You can always try to be good. Everybody has, isn't it? We need a balance of everything. Now how the day and night is, there is a balance in it. That's how our mind also should balance in it. Now we'll move into the lesson. What I wanted you to pick from this is how do we put ourselves in asking or telling others that they are a good human being. Do I tell myself I am a good human being or do I only tell others, oh, she or he is a good human being? Do we only point out to others, or do we stand for ourselves and say, I am a good human being, I am a good girl, or I am a good woman, I am a good man, I am a good boy, whatever. Okay, I am a good person after all. Do we say that? Go and stand in front of the mirror and say to yourself whatever you want to say. Say all good things about yourself. The mirror doesn't say anything, but actually reflecting what you are saying. Okay, think about you are another person talking to yourself in the mirror there. Do these exercises which will really benefit you some or the other way. Okay, don't feel sad every time. Alright, now follow your copies in page number 30. As I read it, follow it and then I'll explain it for you. Okay. We'll come to the observation of the picture later, but we'll move on into reading first and then going further for the explanation. Now I want you to concentrate on that pre-reading activity that is there. That is what I asked you right now. I want you to experiment it on yourself rather than somebody else, or we just thinking about anything neutral. Okay, do it on yourself and it will be easy. Okay, moving on. You have no definite plans. You are wandering around far away from home. You have no money with you and you don't know the local language. You can speak English and Hindustani, but very few people know either of these languages. This can land you in many predicaments. Many adventures can befall you. Okay? Now what's happening? Maybe you think you're lost, long lost somewhere, and you're not having any plan of going anywhere. Nor are you having any plans of doing anything in that land. Okay, you're wandering, you're going here and there, you're just traveling from one place to another like a nomad. Okay, and nomads don't settle. But what are you doing? You're simply wandering. Sometimes don't you feel bored and just go around the city and come? Simply wandering. Okay, you're wandering around far away from home. Now you're far away from home. You have no money with you, and another aspect is what? You don't know the local language there. Rather, what can you speak? English and Hindustani. Other than that, nothing can be spoken. But what happens in that unknown land that you have landed? Very few people know which language, the language that you know to speak. Have you ever encountered this kind of a situation where you know one language, the other person doesn't know that language at all? Then you'll have to make all signs and show them, isn't it? This can land you in many predicaments. Okay, many adventures can befall you. Predicaments is an unpleasant situation that you fall into. Okay, an embarrassing situation. Now maybe if we are to meet and we don't have a common language. Forget English. Think we don't know English or we don't have a common language in between. How are we going to converse with each other? We'll have to make some signs. We'll have to simply understand each other in the own language that they speak. And it's an embarrassing situation because I or you don't know, you or I don't know what to do. Many adventurers can befall you. That is, when you don't know, when you have gone into an unknown land, when you have nothing, you have no money, you don't know the language there, you can get certain kind of adventures. You can get adventurous or you can get adventures. In order to say, it can be taken in two ways. Now, when you go up on to the mountain or trekking, that's a different kind of adventure, isn't it? But sometimes you've fallen into a very unpleasant situation. You have to take all the daring in yourself and face that situation, come what may. That is another kind of adventure that you have to do. Moving on, you find yourself caught in dangerous situation. A total stranger rescues you. Even after years pass by, you will sometimes remember the man and wonder why he did so. Now put yourself in this place and imagine yourself to be caught in a dangerous situation. Some dangerous situation in an unknown land, isn't it? You don't know anybody there. You have no money, you don't know the language, you know nothing of the land. So you are fallen into a dangerous situation. Now a stranger comes and rescues you. You don't know that person, absolutely no contact with that person, and he comes and rescues you. Years have gone, years have passed by, and you still remember that man. who rescued you. Okay, you still remember that man who rescued you, and you're still thinking to yourself, why did the man rescue me? Why did he want to rescue me? I was a complete stranger to him. Let us say it is I, not you, who remembers the man. Now the narrator comes into place. Though he said you and you had to imagine yourself, but now he says, let's not take it as you, but let's take it as I. Here I is the narrator. The narrator remembers the man. Now narrator was in an unknown land. He had no money. He didn't know the certain languages that they knew there, except for Hindustani and English. Very few people knew it there. A stranger rescued him, and he still remembers the man who rescued him, and he's still wondering now, why did the man rescue me? Okay, so this is the story of the narrator. I am now narrating an experience which I had. So let's see what kind of an experience does he have, and what kind of a narration does he do to us. I have some vague notions about human beings, including myself. Okay, vague is unclear or uncertain. Notions about human beings, including myself. Notions are some beliefs that we have about something, or certain attitudes we have about something. Notions. Okay, he says, I have very uncertain and unclear notions, that is unclear beliefs about human beings, including myself, because I put myself into the whole community of human beings, isn't it? So he says, I have very uncertain, unclear attitudes and beliefs about human beings, and I am also included in that. There are around me good men and thieves, those who suffer from various infectious diseases and from madness. One has to live carefully. Now, see the classification of the human beings that he does. There are around me good men and thieves. So, good men and bad men. Thieves, people who steal, isn't it? Basic understanding. People who steal things. Thieves can be people who cheat also. Okay? Next is, there are good men. There are good people, and there are also people who cheat you. There are also people who are bad to you. You cannot be trusting everybody anytime. Those who suffer from various infectious diseases and from madness. Those who are suffering from infectious is likely to spread, a disease likely to spread. Infectious diseases and from madness. Now it can be taken like this. Infectious diseases are, you can take disease as well as diseases like this. Now sometimes have you seen these gossip mongers? Somebody says it's somebody, then the next person. It goes on and goes on and goes forth, and it reverts back and reaches to you, and then you realize, oh, I had told it to this person, and then you have to connect the dots as to where did it go and how did it come back to your ears. Okay, infectious diseases and from madness. Certain people are crazy about certain things, so different kinds of people are there in and around you. I want you to know there is there's always a mixture of madness that is needed. So different kinds of people. Does everybody in your community have or your local neighborhood have the same personality as you? No, that's not going to happen. Everybody is different, everybody is unique, everybody has their own qualities. So we are different people. Different, uniqueness is what is important there. So different, see, when there is a gathering of different people, that's when you enjoy it. When you have to prepare some food maybe, can you prepare with it one ingredient? You will have to mix and match, and then you get some recipe out of it, isn't it? Okay, one has to live carefully. Now there are different kind of people, good, bad, who are thieves, who are a little mad, okay? Sometimes who are people who have infectious diseases. You never know what is going to happen in your society. What you have to do is, you have to live carefully. The world has more evil than good. So what does he say? The world has more evil than good. Now this can be an accepted statement in the present day also. The world has more evil than good that has to be done. We realize this only after we get hurt. That's true, isn't it? You may have experienced certain things. You went on to trust somebody, and then the person cheats you. You never thought that your friend could do that to you anytime. But only after you get hurt, you realized that people are also there of such kind. Years down the line, now you'll realize so many other things. So many other things are going to strike you and realize, oh, I was crazy to know these things, or I was crazy to go behind those things. It doesn't matter to me in these years. I am telling you in the future that you have to go. Okay, it doesn't matter to me anyhow. So what does the narrator say for us? The narrator says, the world has more evil than good things or good people around us, and we realize that the world is bad only when we get hurt, only when we fall down and we realize it. Now you can connect this example like this. You don't wear the helmet. The traffic police is always behind you for your safety instructions. That is, wear the helmet, do this, or wear your seat belt. People are ignorant. Then you finally meet with an accident, you realize, oh, I should have worn the helmet and gone, and that's why I wouldn't have hurt myself if I would have worn the helmet and gone. Okay? So you connect that example here. If I did this, I wouldn't have gotten that. Okay? So connection there. Now, let me record here that incident which perhaps quite insignificant. Now he tells us of an incident, now he tells us of a story, a narration that whatever happened to him. He says which was perhaps quite insignificant, maybe unimportant or too small, not bothered much about, but still I would like to narrate it to you. Let's hear the story from the narrator now. It was quite a big city in the valley of a mountain, some 1,500 miles from home. Now where has he reached? To a big city. I want you to remember that paragraph, okay, very important, and the next following paragraph also. It was a quite big city in the valley of a mountain. So in the valley of a mountain, he has reached into a big city. Some 1,500 miles away from home. So he has reached 1,500 miles away from his homeland, the inhabitants of which had never been known for the quality of mercy. Okay? Now inhabitants are those place there. Okay, those people who are living in that place there. Now the people who are living in that place, those inhabitants there, they didn't have a quality of mercy, that is forgiveness. They didn't have that quality at all. Never. Nobody had it there. No, none of them had this quality of mercy. They were a cruel people. Okay, they were all cruel, very bad kind of people in the society. Murder, robbery, pickpocketing, these were daily occurrences. So why were those people cruel there? Because of certain things that were happening, that is on a daily basis, every day. What is happening? Murder, robbery, pickpocketing. Okay, murder is killing somebody, robbery is you are robbing something, pickpocketing is stealing from somebody else's pocket, pickpocketing. Okay, now in the buses, have you seen, okay, people just are standing and traveling from one place to another, there's another person comes and who picks the pocket. So pickpocketing from another place. These were all daily occurrences, these were happening on a daily basis. By tradition, the people were professional soldiers. Now see the contradiction here. By tradition, and that's what the place is known for, because all of them were soldiers. They were fighting for the country and they had given their life for the country. But what was happening either ways in their land? All these kind of incidents that were very unpleasant to them. Some of them went to distant places and lent out money on interest. So some of the people there, they went to distant part of places and lent money on interest. That is, give money to others and then take it back with interest. Many others served as watchmen in banks, mills and large commercial establishments in big cities. So what happened? The other people who were remaining, they served as watchmen. Watchmen were mills, banks, commercial places, okay, in other big cities that were there. Money was highly valued by them. For money they would do anything, even commit murder. So what happened here? For them what was important, not people were not important at all, but what was more important for them was money. Money is what they kept on their highest priority, that is there, and they would do anything for money. That is, what is that? Even commit murder, even kill somebody for the sake of money. Now we see the narrator, next paragraph is also important, I want you to mark it. We see the narrator telling his experience of how he stayed in that city in the valley of the mountain. I stayed in that city in a very small, dingy room on a dirty street. Please underline that line. I stayed in that city in a very small, dingy room on a dirty street. Okay, dingy is very faded, which has poor lighting, not an unpleasant room to see, not a pleasant room to see, sorry. It's an unpleasant room, not a pleasant room to see. And very shabby, all here and there, things are here and there. Not a dirty, not a clean place, but a very dirty place that was there. So he was staying in a small, dingy room on a dirty street. Have you seen these slum areas? These slum areas are, they look like that, okay? All here and there, very shabby in their things and not clean. Even maybe the water is flowing in one place, people are washing, people are bathing there. So everything is like very unpleasant environment to see. Now this fellow, a narrator, where did he stay? Please mark that paragraph as well. I stayed in that city in a very small dingy room on a dirty street. So a narrator was staying there. I carried on a profession there. So he was doing something. He had to earn money, isn't it? So he was trying to do something for his living. What did he do? I carried on a profession there, teaching English to some of the migrant laborers from 9:30 till 11 in the night. Now what a narrator was doing, he needed some money for his survival, so he started to teach English to the migrant laborers from 9:30 in the night to 11. Okay, 9:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. he was teaching it. Now I want you to make an observation here, and I want you to remember, you're not supposed to say it like this, okay? This is the wrong version of saying it. 11 p.m. in the night. Okay, listen carefully. 11 p.m. in the night is a wrong usage. When you say 11 p.m., it is understood that it is night. 11 a.m. in the morning, no, wrong. 11 a.m., meet me at 11 a.m. or meet me at 11 in the morning. See, there is a difference of this. I want you to observe this. Meet me at 11 a.m. or meet me at 11 in the morning. You can say it either ways. Okay, either ways can be told. Meet me at 11 a.m. or meet me at 11 in the morning. Don't say meet me at 11 a.m. in the morning. Wrong. Meet me at 11 a.m. in the morning is wrong. But meet me at 11 a.m. or meet me at 11 in the morning is the right usage that is there. Now what was our narrator doing here? The narrator was teaching English to the migrant laborers, people who have travelled for work there, from 9:30 till 11 in the night. I taught them to write addresses in English. Now what did he teach them? Please mark that paragraph. I taught them to write addresses in English. How to write addresses? Maybe on the postcards and other things. Learning to write an address in English was considered great education there. What is the highest form of education there? Learning to write an address in English was considered as one of the greatest form of education there. You must have seen people who write addresses at the post office. Now earlier we used to send cards and letters. We used to write the address to whom we used to send our address also. Now when you do letter writing also, you do write your address, sender's address and the receiver's address. Okay? So learning to write an address in English was considered the highest form of education, and people used to learn there how to write, and this narrator of ours used to teach them from 9:30 to 11 in the night. They were paid anything between 1 anna and 4 annas for writing an address. So for writing an address, if you have gone to the corporation, okay, the municipal corporation, city corporation, you would figure out people sit there to write your details about house taxes and other things. Similarly, if you go to the court also, people are sitting outside to fill in certain things for you. Here it is in the same way, people were sitting outside to write addresses for others, okay, to write these addresses for others. And how much they used to get paid? They used to get paid anything between 1 anna and 4 annas for writing an address. 16 annas is equal to 1 rupee, okay, 16 annas 1 rupee. So anything between 1 anna to 4 annas for writing an address. Okay. I thought the skill of writing addresses to people in order to escape the same fate myself and to see if I could save some money. Now what does the narrator tell us? He said he taught people how to write. He taught them the skill of writing the addresses to escape the same fate myself and to see if I could save some money. Now he didn't want to fall into trouble, okay, he knew he was an educated man. Now what was considered education there? To write an address. So he was considered to be an educated man, and he didn't have to, he thought to himself that he need not suffer anything, and while he need not suffer anything, he thought while teaching them I could save some money for myself. Okay. In those days I would sleep all day and wake up at 4 in the evening. So his routine now, you must know his routine also, very important. What was his routine? He used to sleep all day, all throughout the day he used to sleep and wake up at 4 in the evening. Now that's what I told you, see, 4 in the evening, okay, wake up at 4 in the evening. Why he did this? This was to save the expense of drinking my morning tea or eating the noon meal. Now he had to save money some way or the other. So what did he do? To save his expense of drinking his morning tea or eating the noon meal, he used to sleep all day. So he need not get up in the morning and drink tea, nor does he have to have lunch in the afternoon. So he just used to sleep all day so that he can only have tea in the evening. One day I got up at 4 p.m. as usual. I finished my daily chores and stepped out for my tea and a meal. Okay, so he used to wake up at 4 in the evening and then went out for tea and his meal for the night. You must understand that I was dressed in a suit. Now he was well dressed in what? In a suit. I had a wallet in my coat pocket. He had a wallet in his coat pocket. I had 14 rupees in it, my life savings at the time. So how many, you must mark that, okay, I had 14 rupees in it. He had 14 rupees in his wallet, and that was his savings that he had done. I entered a crowded restaurant. Okay, I entered a crowded restaurant. I ate a full meal consisting of chapatis and meat curry. I drank tea as well. Now he went to a very crowded place where there were a lot of people into a restaurant, and then what did he eat? I ate a full meal consisting of chapatis and meat curry. Okay, consisting of chapatis and meat curry. I drank tea as well, so he also drank tea. The bill came to 11 annas. So he had 14 rupees. The bill of his tea, chapati, meat curry came up to 11 annas. Mark it. I put my hand in my coat pocket to pay it. Now he has his wallet in the coat pocket, isn't it? So he put his hand to remove the wallet. I began sweating profusely and almost digested in an instant all that I had eaten. Okay? Profusely is too much of sweating. Okay? Now if you have just completed your running and come, the amount of sweat you give, that's profusely sweating. Okay? I began sweating profusely and almost digested in an instant all that I had eaten. Now, as soon as he put the hand in his coat pocket, he started to sweat heavily, and then at the moment everything in his stomach was like empty. The reason was my wallet was not there. Now what was the reason? He's sweating heavily or profusely and feeling that all he had eaten up has gone? Because his wallet was not there. When he put the hand in his coat pocket, he came to know that his wallet is missing. I said, someone has picked my pocket and taken away my wallet. Then he started to scream and say, someone has picked my pocket and then taken away the wallet that was there in my coat pocket. Okay? It was a very busy restaurant. The owner gave a loud guffaw, startling everyone around. Okay? Now this was a very crowded restaurant, it was told in the beginning. The owner gave a loud guffaw is a loud laugh, okay, a hearty laugh. You laugh for yourself, okay, a loud and a hearty laugh that the owner gave, startling everybody, that is surprising everybody around. Because this man, our narrator, went and told the owner and the owner started laughing loudly. Maybe that is a daily business that is happening. So the owner was not bothered at all. So he gave a very hearty and a loud laugh, startling everyone around. He caught me by the lapels of my coat and shaking me cried. Okay. Now lapels of the coat is on the sides of the coat, okay, on the jacket, the edge part of that, okay, side of the coat. He caught on the lapels of my coat and shaking me, he cried. He caught it like this and he was shaking the man and he cried, this trick won't work here, he said. This trick of yours is not going to work over here. Put the money down and go or else I'll gouge your eyes out. So he says, see, this trick won't work, saying that somebody has pickpocketed my wallet and other things. You better keep the money and then go, others I'll gouge out, and that is I will remove your eyes out, okay, remove all your eyeballs out, make a hole, big hole, just remove everything out. Okay, this trick won't work here, put the money down and go or else I'll gouge your eyes out. Okay, I looked at the people around me. I did not see even one kind of a face. They had the look of hungry wolves. Now he started looking around people. Nobody bothered to say any word or nobody bothered to come and help him. I did not see even one kind face. Everybody was least bothered. Nothing is going to happen to us. His pocket has been stolen. Why should we bother? That was the attitude of everybody sitting there in the crowded restaurant. They had the look of hungry wolves. That is, I want more, hungry wolves, okay. Okay, if he said he would gouge my eyes out, he would gouge them out. So this narrator was very clear. If the owner has told that I will gouge out your eyes, I will take out your eyes, he is sure to take out the eyes, so he is sure to do it. I said, let my coat be here, I will go and bring some money. So what did he say? Let my coat be here, let it be here, I will go out and bring some money. The restaurant keeper laughed again. So now this owner kept on laughing again, a big hearty laugh that he gave. He asked me to take off my coat. Okay, he asked me to take off my coat. So the narrator removed his coat. I took off my coat. He asked me to take off my shirt. I took off my shirt. Now coat was removed, shirt was removed. Okay. He asked me to take off both my shoes. I took off both my shoes. Shoes was gone. Finally asked me to take off my trousers. Okay, my trousers, my bottoms. So the idea seemed to be strip me, gouge out my eyes and send me out naked. So what was the narrator thinking? Now they have asked me to take my coat, my shirt, my shoes, my trousers. Finally they asked me to take out my trousers, nothing on, isn't it? So now the narrator is thinking, okay, so they are going to strip me off, they are going to remove everything on my body, gouge my eyeballs out, and then they are going to send me naked. I said, I have nothing on underneath. So everyone laughed. He said, I'm not going to remove my trousers because I have nothing underneath, and everybody in the restaurant laughed. The restaurant keeper said, I doubt it. You must have something on underneath. Okay. The restaurant keeper said, I doubted that you don't have anything underneath. You must have something underneath. Okay. About 50 people repeated. Now the owner started that statement that you must have something underneath, and about 50 people were there, they also repeated the same statement. There must be something on underneath. Okay. That's below his trousers. My hands refused to move. I saw in my imagination a man standing in the crowd, stark naked and without his eyes. Now his hands were not able to move any further because he didn't want to remove his trousers. Okay. So in his imagination, in the narrator's imagination, he thought of a man who is standing in the crowd, okay, with no clothes on, okay, and without his eyes. Life was going to end like that. Let it end. And for all this, never mind. O creator of the world, my God, I have nothing to say. What does he say? Life is going to end like that because I am going to be shamed now. Okay? Let it end. And for all this, I never mind. He says, I never mind. Let it be. O creator of the world, my God, I have nothing to say. People are so cruel. I have nothing to say. Everything would end. Everything would end to the satisfaction of all. Okay, he says everything is going to end. Let everybody be satisfied with what is going to happen. I began to undo one by one the buttons of my trousers. Okay, so he went on to open one by one the buttons of his trousers. Then I heard a voice, stop, I shall pay the money. Okay. When he was about to remove his trousers, removing the buttons of his trousers, there came a voice from behind saying, stop, I am going to pay the money for you. Everyone turned in the direction of the voice. So everybody looked back. Now who is talking like that? There stood a fair complexioned man, 6 foot tall, with a red turban and white trousers. Mark it. He sported a handlebar moustache and had blue eyes. Now this man was 6 foot tall, very fair, okay. He had a red turban and white trousers, okay. He sported a handlebar moustache. Now handlebar is just a long one, okay. You just can handlebar. Handlebar is a very long one, you can place anything on that. Handlebar moustache and had blue eyes. So he had blue eyes. You'll have to remember the description of this man. Blue eyes were quite common at this place. He came forward and asked the restaurant keeper, how much did you say it was? Okay. So this man with a red turban, white trousers, fair complexion, 6 foot tall, a very tall man, he came and asked, how much did you say it was? That is, how much money are you charging him? Okay. 11 annas. The restaurant keeper said 11 annas. So this man took the amount, he paid the amount, he turned to me and said, put on your clothes. Okay. So this white complexioned man, his name is not mentioned yet. He turned to the narrator and he says, put on your clothes. And then the narrator puts them on. I put them on. Come, he called me. I went with him. Did I have words to express my gratitude? Now the narrator is being called by that man and he goes with him. And the narrator thinks for himself, do I have any words to express the gratefulness of that man, or for the character of that man? Do I have any words to say thank you to him or gratitude? I told him, you have done a great deed. I have not seen a finer man. He says, I have not seen a good man like you. You have been of great help to me. You have done a great deed. Help, okay? He laughed. Now that man also started laughing. What's your name? He asked. I told him my name and where I came from. So the narrator is being asked for his name. So the narrator told him, I am so and so and I come from this place. I asked the man his name, and the narrator in return asked the man, what is your name? Okay. Then he says, I have no name. He says, I have no name. Then the narrator says, I said in that case, mercy must be your name. Please underline that, mercy. I said, in that case, mercy must be your name. So the narrator christens him with a name called as Mercy. He did not laugh at that. He walked on until we reached a deserted bridge. So they are walking now, they are going on a walking, and they reached a deserted bridge. No one was there around. He looked all around. There was no one. Look, you must go away without turning around. If anyone asks you whether you have seen me, you must say no. So the man gives a condition now. You must go forward now without turning back. So you not turn back and see me. And if on your way, if anybody asks you whether you have seen me, that is that white complexion man, then he tells the narrator, you must say no. I understood. The narrator understood what the condition was. He took out from his various pockets about 5 wallets. 5 among them was mine. Now that man took 5 wallets. The 5th one, was the narrator's. Which of these yours? Which of these is yours? The man asked him. I pointed to my wallet. I pointed to my wallet. Open it. Then the narrator opens it. I opened it. My money was there intact. His money was there. Not a single penny was gone from that. His money was there as it was when it was stolen. I put it in my pocket. He took the wallet from that man and put it in his pocket. He told me, go, may God help you. He says, go, may God help you. I repeated, may God help you. Now this man tells, go now, let God help you with staying over here. This man in return, the narrator also repeats to him, thank you for your kindness, but he had no words to express, so he says, may God help you also. We are done with our story, Oru Manushyan. It was an easy and a nice, simple, short story that was there, and not too much of difficulty with it. What I want you to do is now, I want you to solve certain questions here in 36 and 37, page number 36 and 37. So read the lesson once for better understanding. Pick out certain words that are very important, and please have your textbook as we take classes, because language classes are in such a way that you'll have to follow your copies when the teacher recites a poem or teaches you any prose. So that's how we'll take on other lessons also. Now observe that picture there in page number 30. That doesn't look like a crowded restaurant, yet imagine in one to be. See how he's stripped off his clothes there, just standing next or beside to the counter, the reception's counter, and everybody is laughing, people are eating, and there is that man with the red turban and the white trousers. Though you cannot see the color, you sit in color yourself, and he has certain things with him. Maybe, see, we can also believe it in this way, that he was the one who pickpocketed and then he wanted to do good or something like that. So you have various interpretations to it, but see the last 2 lines, may God help you. This narrator with innocence replies, may God help you. But the other man can also be interpreted in 2 ways, where he may have done it, or he may have been trying to caution the man not to do so, or be careful, or let God protect you wherever you are. Alright students, we shall come up with some other lesson in the next class. Thank you very much for listening.